All right, good morning. Happy weekend, at least to me. Kind of an interesting feeling today. I went to a wedding on Friday, had a great time, ate different, danced a lot. Woke up Saturday and it was just like everything from the lower half down felt awful. And I was just like, oh yeah, I haven't danced in a while, so it took that took about 24 hours to recover. Plus, just staying out late, having a couple of drinks, just needed to get the body time to recover. So today, the plan is pull-ups, goblet squats, and some flies. And then depending upon time-wise, I had tried to figure out how to jump rope inside the house, and all I managed to do was find out I'm not coordinated enough to do that, and that my toes hurt because I kept smacking my feet as I was trying. So I do want to incorporate a little more conditioning in, some cardio work, just because heart health. All right, the weather's getting colder. I know I'm a fair weather jogger, and just from a time perspective, between trying to film or trying to go outside and jog, it's kind of a challenge for me. But yeah, so let's get it going. So we'll shoot for pull-ups here first, goblet squats next, and then we'll finish out with the fly, just so you don't have to adjust the camera too much. And if you hear the washer running, well, that's the joy of working out in the home gym. So, all right, here we go. Last time I think I did this, I was able to do at least 3. And I do prefer, I'll stick with chin-ups for now because I don't get a whole lot of bicep work at the gym. So, I could have done more. I chose not to. Because again, I'm trying to shoot for 3 to 4 sets of this. So I might have been able to do 5 on the first round, but decided to stick with 3. I'd rather do like 4 sets of 3 versus 5, 2, 1, 1 or something like that. Just from a consistency standpoint. I will probably not superset or compound set today, just because the goblet position can be a little more upper extremity fatiguing, so I don't want to wear that out, but we'll see. I just noticed that it's like my right ankle is significantly tighter than my left as I went down, so the goblet may end up being more of a slow, stretchy thing than like a strengthening thing. But sometimes you just need easy stuff. All right, here we go again. Alright, so there was another 3. Let's see here. My weight's gone up. Shockingly, when you eat more, your weight goes up. So I am back to about 180. So that is, but I feel better. Like again, just having the energy reserves to go for a workout, to have the motivation or desire to work out. I will say that I feel like it's more so discipline. It's consistency or discipline that's preventing me from having a little more progress. And that's really, part of it is like just my life situation, which it can be a cop-out, kind of a cop-out excuse. But it's like, all right, so 2 days a week I work 10-hour days. So Plus it'll get in. So it's I have to leave the house by 7. I work until about 7 p.m. So you're looking at 12 hours. By the time I finish cleaning up and packing up, it's anywhere between 7:15, 7:30. Maybe I catch up on some paperwork. Takes me about 30 to 40 minutes to get home. So now it's 8 o'clock, 8:10. That's generally when I film, all right, 20 to 30 minutes, depending on what day I get home or what time I get home. So now it's, 8:10, maybe take 5 minutes to change, go to the bathroom, grab a sip. 20 to 30 minutes later, it's 8:35 to 8:45, and now I'm just eating dinner. So it's 8:45, let's say I take 20 to 30 minutes, now it's 9:15. I pretty much have to clean up, pack up, get ready for the next day, go to bed. And then the next day, it's like, yeah, I'm doing 11 to 7. So I have more time, but that's when I go to the gym. That's when I don't film. And instead of trying to do 2-a-days on my medium days, where it's like, oh, well, I'll do my hard workout in the morning with the walk, and then I'll come home and I'll walk again. It's like, no, it's like I already worked out in the morning. I'm not going to double up. And right now, and then the next day, again, it's 8 to 7. So, and on my Wednesdays, we're taking a course right now, so I leave the house at 7 a.m. Sure, I leave work an hour early to be home by 7 p.m. to take this online class that goes until 8:30. And it's like, okay, yeah, I just worked a 13.5-hour day. You know what I don't want to do? Exercise. So, more on that in a minute. So, and from a conditioning aspect, walking's great. It's a little boring for me, and with the weather getting colder, okay, sure, okay, I finished my class at 8:30, I've had dinner, let's go for like a digestive walk. When it's cold and it's dark outside. Not really my idea of a great time. And it's like, okay, so we get home, I get home by 9:15 again. I've elevated my heart rate, I'm a little warm. I pretty much have to, again, pack up all my stuff and then go to bed. And I think I've had issues trying to fall asleep after a bout of exercise. That's just like, that's what happens for me. Some people can work out and knock right out, bless them. So, and it's like, okay, well, why don't you just get it up earlier? It's like, okay, well, by the time I finish packing up, it's already 10 o'clock. Maybe I take 20 to 30 minutes to like unwind. So by the time I fall asleep, it's 6:30. And like I said, I gotta be out the door by about 7:10. So I don't have much wiggle room. And I'd rather get to sleep than the workout in, because again, it's like that whole, all right, I just bumped up my calories to have the energy to work out. Now that's short sleep, so that I can't. That seems very contradictory. I'm feeling pretty good with the chin-ups, so I might just see how many. I think that was set number 3. We'll see if we can do set number 4. That's still feeling pretty good. So, going after, a few things. I haven't looked much into as much in the health and wellness sphere. Just from a PT standpoint, I'm looking more so at how do I help patients recover faster, better, more efficiently, all that. But finding out recently that overweight and active is better than normal weight and inactive, I'm like, okay, well, I fit, I'm not happy about the overweight part for myself, just because like I'm not visually, I'm just like I don't like this on myself. And that if I could kind of trim it back a little bit, that'd be great. But that also, it's like, again, I'll reference the Jeff McPart video about minimalist training, that, you know, if most of the benefits, health benefits you get can come from 1 to 2 sets, I think it was a week, it's like, okay, so you don't have to train for 2 hours, you can train for 20, 30 minutes like I do here and still have benefit from it. Another set. Number 5, I believe. Alright, it's starting to get a little shaky. So, much like everyone else probably right now, I do wish I had an extra 2 to 3 hours a day. Or even on the weekends, I wish I had just a little more time. Whether that was to recover, have fun, exercise, do something. But that goes back to the whole, like, I recognize that there are factors within myself that I can change in order to be more consistent and more disciplined. But there's other factors that I can't. I still have bills to pay. I can't sit in a doctor's waiting room for an hour and a half waiting to just get a basic physical. Because like I have to go to work. If I schedule my appointment at 8 and I'm getting pulled back at 8:45, all right, great. So I might leave there by 9 to 9:10. I don't have necessarily time to then, it's like, okay, cool, got my physical done. Couldn't eat, because I had to get blood drawn, right, because that's what you do. And then I drive home, because that's anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. And now it's like 9:30, 9:40. Guess what? I get to scarf down my breakfast, and then I have to leave for, work at 10 in order to get to start my shift at 11. That just, I can't change that. So what I can do is control what I can control. And what I can control is the length of my workout and at least my energy input. All right, here we go. Number 6. So I can't control my sleep to a degree. I can choose when I want to go to bed and what time I wake up. If I had a patient that's really on my mind though, I can choose to go to bed, but I can't always choose when I get to fall asleep. Something happens to a family member or friend that I'm like, I'm worried about them. It's going to keep me up at night. I can't change that. But if it comes down to the fact that I have like either 10 minutes or 20 minutes to do a workout or a half hour, I can choose how long that workout's going to be. I can still choose to work out. All right. That was on number 6, I think. We're going to shoot for at least 2 to 3 more. The other thing that I think all of us can commiserate with can't control food prices right now, but I can choose to eat more at home versus eating out. I can choose to make sure that any food that I make gets eaten as opposed to throwing it out. So it is one more thing that gets added to your plate, and that's a challenge because we all got enough on our plates already. I've just hearing more and more about like, oh yeah, people having to create, families having to have 3 to 4 streams of income in order to make ends meet. It's absurd. So, I'm fortunate that I was able to get myself into a position where I can afford things off of one income, off of my own income, without having to create a second stream. But it is also kind of like, what's going on? All right, here we go again. We'll do this set and one more, and I think we're good. Whew. Because I've been chitter chattering. I've had 2 cups of coffee, can you tell? All right. Yeah. So I can't always control how hungry I am, but I can tell myself right now I feel pretty good. Like, the day ahead of me is pretty simple, nothing too complicated. It's stuff that just needs to get done, and it's going to take time, and again, I'm fortunate enough to have that time. But I also don't want to work out for 2 hours today. So, alright. Here we go. Last set. And I think that'll end up being 24 to 27 pull-ups. I definitely lost count. Alright. Whew. On to some goblets. Don't know how many of these I'm going to do. I'm just going to do enough. Alright. So again, I have really bad ankle motion. This is more about stretching and mobilizing my ankles and getting the tension through my legs, as opposed to trying to get all the way down with bad technique, considering my ankle deficits. So, everyone's got a slightly different squat. So with the goblet, because the weight is in front of your chest, you basically want to keep it in between where your shoelaces would be. So from here, right, my butt goes back, my knees bend, but if my butt goes too far back to try and get more motion, sure, the weight stays in between my shoelaces, but now it's turning into like a weird good morning as opposed to a squat. So that's where, like I said, from the top, I'm just trying to go down, still trying to keep my trunk upright, as opposed to just extending my spine back or leaning forward. Okay. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but I do feel right that core engagement just from holding up the weight. So it's a little bit of a reductionist argument that it's like, oh, what's your favorite core exercise? Everything's a core exercise. But yeah, but like, what's your favorite? It's like, well, everything's a core exercise. So, and that is where I think barbell rehab taught me this, where we don't do core strengthening exercises from a rehab perspective. We do core awareness exercises, like, oh, that's where that muscle is, for one. This is how it can work, and this is how much control I have over it. Like, you know, if people like, you know, 45 pounds, maybe heavy, all right, in quotes, because heavy is relative. If you've carried a suitcase, like I think the maximum load for most airlines is 50 pounds. So if you've been able to lift up your suitcase, you've held 50 pounds. If you've done a week's worth of groceries and you put it all on one arm, it's probably close to, you know, 30 to 50 pounds, depending on how much you bought. If you have children and you're picking up a 6-year-old and you're holding them, that could be anywhere from, again, 40 to 60 pounds. So, people can have a poor core awareness, but have good core strength. And that's where it's like, you don't have a weak core if you can hold a 6-year-old for 10 minutes. All right, last set. Now we might do another one, too. And 20. All right. A lot of rambling, so it's going to be a longer video. Good news. Let's see here. Right ankle still feels tighter relative to the left, but overall my legs feel looser. So again, we might have talked about stretching versus strengthening to reduce a sensation of tightness. And that for myself, I have found that loaded stretching, mobility work, whatever you want to call it, has helped me reduce my own perceived stiffness better than just plain old stretching. All right, last set. Eight. Fifteen. 16. Alright, I think I gotta do a little pan down. Yeah, that'll work. There we go. Let's try 15. In the wrong direction. Ooh, what's that there? Alright. So we got 15 for 15. Oi. Oh yeah. Woo. It's cold. Thirteen. 15. Whew. Set number 1. Probably gonna do 3 sets of this here today. Ready to kind of call it quits and move on. Thirteen, 14, 15. All right. Here we go. Eight. 15. All right. Alrighty. Alright, so there's 3 sets of 15. Half hour-ish of exercise, so a lot of rambling, a couple of rest breaks. Did a bunch of sets on the pull-ups though, so that is that. So if you did what I did, great. If you did your own thing, great. You're just starting, looking for ideas, motivation, discipline, community to support you. Great, that's what we're here for. That's what we're trying to do. So go work today, keep working hard, and let's try and be a little better every day.